Important note, this video is not financial advice. Always do your own research before making any investment decision. Past performance does not guarantee future results. Here's your market briefing from Rumour with AI. Global markets are navigating a complex landscape defined by structural shifts in digital assets, defensive rotations in traditional finance, and surprising resilience in conflict zones. The narrative is no longer just about volatility, it is about adaptation. In the cryptocurrency sector, the Ethereum ecosystem is undergoing a significant internal restructuring. The Ethereum Foundation has announced a 20% reduction in its workforce, cutting 54 employees. This move is not merely cost-cutting, it is a strategic pivot. The foundation is implementing a new Treasury policy aimed at stabilizing its finances by targeting a 15% operating expense ratio. This contraction comes amid broader leadership turnover, signaling a more disciplined approach to resource allocation in a maturing industry. Meanwhile, regulatory crackdowns are intensifying in Southeast Asia. Thailand's Department of Special Investigation, DSI, has seized 6,390 mining rigs in a major operation targeting a $300 million annual crypto laundering ring. Authorities are linking these illegal operations to Chinese syndicates utilizing power theft to fuel unauthorized mining. This enforcement highlights the growing friction between decentralized technologies and state-level financial oversight. Turning to traditional finance, a clear defensive rotation is underway. Investors are fleeing high-beta growth stocks in favor of stability. Large-cap utilities are leading this charge, with Seeking Alpha identifying 10 specific large-cap utilities exhibiting A-grade momentum. As bets on interest rate cuts intensify, capital is flowing into these yield-bearing assets, signaling a risk-off sentiment among institutional players seeking shelter in defensive sectors. Geopolitical economics continue to defy conventional expectations. Data from Ukraine's Institute for Economic Research reveals that the nation's GDP grew by 0.9% in May 2026. This marks 3 consecutive months of expansion, defying forecasts that predicted contraction. However, the IER notes significant sector shifts, and government forecasts have been downgraded, suggesting that while growth persists, the underlying economic structure is fragile and transforming under the pressure of ongoing conflict. In the foreign exchange markets, regional adjustments are visible in the Caucasus. The Central Bank of Armenia has updated its currency pegs, setting the USD at 368.08 AMD and the Euro at 419.65 AMD. Gold prices have risen to 49,667 drams, reflecting local hedging strategies against regional instability. These adjustments in June 23 rates indicate that emerging markets are actively recalibrating their monetary policies to absorb global shocks. Looking ahead to today's release, the economic calendar remains relatively quiet with no major high-impact data points scheduled in the next 36 hours. This absence of data allows the market to digest the structural narratives outlined above without immediate disruption from macroeconomic surprises. Traders are likely to focus on technical levels and the flow of capital into the defensive utilities sector identified earlier. The interplay between regulatory pressure in crypto, defensive positioning in equities, and resilient but fragile growth in war-torn economies creates a nuanced trading environment. Volatility may be subdued due to the lack of data, but the underlying trends are shifting decisively. Investors must monitor the Ethereum Foundation's Treasury execution and Thailand's regulatory follow-through for further signals. That's your market briefing. Follow Rumour with AI for daily market intelligence.